going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. And no, we are not here to talk about these thingamajiggers. These used to be profitable once upon a time ago. Since the end of Ethereum, they are gone. This is known as a GPU. Today, we are actually taking a look at this guy right here. This is the CK Box 2, not 1, but 2. Now, if this came out about 6 months ago, I would say it would be an amazing miner, but sadly, Bitmain has slowly put an end to that with the recent release of the K7. That thing is an absolute dominant force and is kind of destroying these things right now. But in this video, we're going to look at this thing. I did do the unboxing video. You guys did vote on mask number 2. That is this guy, Goldie. And it kind of makes sense because this is a gold shell miner. So throughout this video, I am going to check out hash rate mode and low power mode. We're going to look at our power consumptions. We're going to look at our average hash rates. And then we're going to kind of compare what the network is looking like with these miners and determine should you purchase one of these or should you just get the big guy K7. Now, this thing is still a decent miner for everyone out there as long as you're a home miner. This isn't dedicated for someone to buy 20 of these things and build out a farm. You're way better off going with a K7 if that is your intentions. Now let's take a look at the hash rates, power consumptions of hash rate mode as well as low power mode, and you guys can decide for yourself.
Hey guys, check this out. I got another one for you. Are you looking for ASICs, but they're just sold out everywhere? Maybe you want to start an ASIC scalping business for 2025. CoinMiningCentral has everything you need. They're a 4.8 star rated Trustpilot company, as well as an ASIC miner value verified company as well. And they got Rabid's stamp of approval. Depending where you live, you will get free shipping through DHL, and code RabidMining will grant you €100 off your order. Use my link in the description, get your ASICs today, and keep on hashing.
All right, guys, so it has been about 24 hours, actually like 28, 29, slightly over, but we have been over 24 hours mining on this thing in hash rate mode. So we're going to take a look at our power consumption, noise levels, as well as hash rates. And remember, at hash rate mode, this is supposed to be about 2.1 terahash at 400 watts. So I'm just going to start with the actual noise level of these fans and stuff right now. So this is me kind of talking away. I'm going to shut up here and get this kind of close to the miner itself. So we can see about 58 decibels, which is way quieter, just like we noticed with all these little box miners. They're not too loud. Now these fans do seem to be stable, unlike what we hear in the Ipollos, but again, this is a different company, different coin, and everything in general. So they're nice and steady, no up ramping, down ramping, or anything like that. Let's take a look at the power consumption. And so far, it's looking like we're doing 406.3 watts. It is pretty stable, no really jumping up or down or anything. So 406 watts at the wall. Again, we got to check out the hash rates. So based on this breakout board, this is supposed to tell you at 100% efficiency, we have about 28 amps there and 12 volts. So if we multiply that, that does equal about 336 watts. So 336 watts. Add in whatever the efficiency of your power supply is. Also, server power supplies do use a bit of power on top of the breakout board itself. So depending what you're using, you're probably going to drop that below 400 watts. I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, I'm just guessing at this point in time, depending on the power supply and stuff you are using. Most people will have to run this type of setup, especially if you got this without a power supply. It seems like all the ones I've been getting in of these, the KD Box II as well as the CK, they haven't come with power supplies, but I believe you can get them with one. So you may be able to shave a bit of power off depending on how much power, again, the breakout board and server PSU is actually using. But that's what we're looking like so far in hash rate mode. So let's actually go and look at our hash rates.
Here we are within the 2Miners dashboard, and it looks like our current hash rate is 2.01 terahash, but our average hash rate is 2.12 terahash. So we are at that 2.1 terahash where we should be for hash rate mode. Now here's all the numbers. You can go through them if you want, but regardless, this thing is doing the hash rate that is intended to do. So now I'm going to change this over into low power mode. So we're going to go into our CK box. Also, if you want to go over our temperatures here, we have a temperature of 77.6. It's looking like our fan RPM is about 2,700, so not too fast, and it's keeping it at a decent temperature. That's about what the KD Box 2 is, I believe, 79, I think that was running at. And then for our average hash rate reporting within the software itself, it is 2.1 terahash as well, or 2,141 gigahash. So we're going to come into the miner. Make sure you do unlock it. I already unlocked it here. We're going to go into low power mode and then simply apply that. It's going to reboot, do its thing, and then I'm just going to make sure I lock it back up. That way anyone can just change stuff, whatever, or you accidentally hit a button. You don't want that to work. Like, see, oops, I accidentally removed this. It's not removed because I am unlocked. So awesome. So now we're swapping over to low power mode. We're going to wait another at least 24 hours and get all the averages for those numbers.
All right, guys, so it has been over 24 hours on low power mode, low hash rate mode, whatever version it is kind of called here. So let's take a look at our power consumption, and we're also going to look at our hash rates here in a minute. So as for our power consumption, we're about 257 watts at the wall, which is actually under, I believe it's supposed to be around 260. So we're doing pretty good on power consumption. It definitely did drop that down. If we look at our breakout board, we're at about 16 amps and 12 volts. So 16 amps at 12 volts is actually 192 watts. So that's at 100% efficiency. The number does seem kind of off. Either these are not actual platinum rated power supplies, or the breakout board is reading way out to lunch type of numbers here at 100% efficiency.
All right, so as for the average hash rates here, it looks like it's 1.42. Now this was hanging out at 1.6 forever, but of course, now that I come to record it, it's 1.42, which is actually less than what it is being advertised as. But I'm pretty sure this thing does sit at around average. We may have just had some bad shares or something going through, but time of recording, guys, it is 1.42 terahash on low power mode. All right, so I did take both modes here, low power mode as well as hash rate mode, put everything together to see which one is actually better, the efficiency or the hash rate, and it is looking like low power mode is more profitable, especially with the K7 miners coming online. So here we are at the current network hash rates and prices of the coin, and low power mode. Now I am at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. It's going to cost me 68 cents per day to run this miner. And on hash rate mode, it's going to cost me $1.07 per day. This is how many coins we're making per day, 176 versus 247. If I actually jump into what to mine, I mean, not what to mine, into 2Miners Pool right now, we can see the past 24 hours does say 178.27 coins, where my spreadsheet is saying 176.7. It is very, very close. So I'm going with these numbers, and it is dictating I am losing 1 cent a day at my power price in low power mode. And on hash rate mode here, we're actually losing 13 cents, 13.7, so almost 14 cents a day. So we are getting more coins. The cheaper your power, the better off you are. But these K7s are literally killing these machines. And I don't know a better way to say it, because there is no good way about it. The K7s, and the same thing with Cadena with the KA3s, they're pretty much destroying every little box miner for home miners. So when I actually first got this miner, it was profitable and it was pretty good. But here's what's kind of been going on. It hasn't even been 2 weeks yet since the K7s and the KA3s have shipped. Cadena, when I first started, was at 200 petahash on the network. We're already up 88 petahash. That's about 530 miners. 30.5% of the hash rate has already gone up across Cadena. And for CKB, for this miner here, it was 77 petahash, and we're already up 25.9, which is about 410 miners. That is a 25% network increase already. So 77 petahash. So just take a look at these numbers when this thing was only at 77 petahash. So I'm just going to adjust this right quick. We're going to go 77 here. We're going to go 77 here. Bam. And now we can see the profitability was there. We're making 19 cents after power on low power mode. And again, hash rate mode, we're making 15 cents. So regardless, both ways around it, it does look like low power mode is the better way to go. Now, if you're covering these things out of pocket, remember, this is what these miners are geared towards. Our small home miners, you only get maybe 1 or 2. It's not going to destroy your power bill, so maybe you can cover it out of pocket, and then in the bull run, you'll make quite a bit here. But you're not building farms out of these. I know some people are trying to get their hands on 10 of these, 20 of these. That is not a good idea. You will go bankrupt. Especially if you have to cover power price with your crypto. So if you are trying to buy like 10, 20 of these things, you're better off getting the K7 miner instead. But for 1 or 2 of these for the home miner, you may benefit yourself leading into the bull run and get some big prices. Like for example now, so this is what you're getting right now per day, 154 coins. We can actually, that's not the coins, that's how much it's paying out per day to all the miners. But here's 231 coins. Let's just do some quick math here. How much could this miner make in the next 2 years at the next bull run? All right, so I added in some speculation numbers here. So if you were free power, covering it out of pocket with one of these miners, we're back to the current hash rate right now, and this number is going to keep going up. That means your yields will keep dropping. But based on the current yields right now, in 365 days times 2, which is 2 years from right now, 2025 is when the next bull run is to hit, you will get about 128,480 coins in low power mode or 180,310 coins in hash rate mode. Now, the previous all-time high was about 4 cents USD. That would mean this miner could make over the next couple of years about $5,139 in low power mode or $7,212 in hash rate mode there. Again, this number is going to be dropping as more K7s go online, but 100% speculation here, but these are numbers we can kind of aim for. Maybe this will drop down to maybe about $4,000, and we'll say this drops down to about $6,000. But again, we don't know how many miners have sold and how many more will go online. But I can definitely guarantee over the next couple months, we're going to see probably at least another double, maybe triple the hash rate going online here. So it's going to be pretty insane. And these CK miners, again, if you are covering your power costs with the coins you mine, it's not going to be covering its power until the price really starts to shoot up a bit.
All right, guys, so there we have it. Those are the results of my testing with the CK Box 2. Now, again, like I said, this varies depending on your power price. If you have 11 cents per kilowatt hour and use your crypto to cover power, I can't recommend this miner. But if you have maybe something around 6-7 cents or cheaper, this might be something you might consider something. Or if you're just a single miner or looking to get into crypto in general, this is definitely an option as well. A small apartment miner, doesn't make any noise, 400 watts, it's not going to kill your power bill, and you will gain some passive income leading into 2025. I also want to give a huge shout out to CoinMiningCentral for sending me this miner, so I had the opportunity to showcase this to you guys. And I am trying everything I can to get my hands on the questions you guys have. How is the E9 Pro? How is the KA3? How is the K7? Now I'm trying to get my hands on these miners. It is very, very hard to do so, but hopefully one of these days I will have one on the channel here to showcase for you guys. And I believe these are all the future miners that people are really going to want to get moving into 2025. But again, this thing is good to the certain miner out there. Small home miner, apartment, someone that has no really power capacity, or someone that doesn't really want to explode on a huge farm or something. But if you are seriously looking into building out a farm, this is not a miner I can recommend. So thank you for watching, guys. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.